So Duskmourn is live on Arena and I'm so happy for shiny new cards, killer new combos and this deck that wins the game on the spot. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today Duskmourn has hit Arena with a bang, and this deck, with over 30 new cards, did not disappoint. Firstly though, if you'd all be so kind as to drop a like on the video and subscribe below if you haven't for future Duskmourn brews, and man, there are so many I just can't wait to play. But onto this deck, and today we're going to alt-win our way to victory with our door combo deck that wins in our upkeep. So rooms are a new enchantment type and Promising Stairs is no joke. For 3 mana you unlock the door that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 8 unique open doors, you win the game. It's that simple. The other door attached to this room, Central Elevator, tutors for a room card that doesn't share a name with a room you already control. This deck is going to tempo and draw our way to 8 unique open doors in no time and easily win the game. Other relevant rooms and doors we have today in this Is It build include Bottomless Pool, a 1 mana bounce spell attached to Locker Room that lets you draw a card when a creature you control deals combat damage. Charred Foyer exiles the top card of your library in your upkeep to play that turn, but its other side lets you pay 0 for a spell cast from exile, so this is an amazing card when you get to 6 mana. Glassworks deals 4 damage to target creature when this door is opened. Meat Locker adds 2 stun counters to an opponent's creature, with a Drowned Diner drawing 3 cards, then you discard 1. Roaring Furnace deals damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to target creature, but Steaming Sauna gives you no maximum hand size and you get to draw a card in your end step. Smoky Lounge adds 2 red mana at the beginning of your upkeep to unlock doors, and Misty Salon makes a massive spirit token for just 4 mana. Finally, room-wise, we have Underwater Tunnel, which surveils for 2 for just 1 mana, and its other side, Slimy Aquarium, Manifest Dread for 4 mana. We do have some non-room cards, so rounding off this deck, I have a crucial creature in our flashy 3 mana 2/3 Entity Tracker. It has Eerie, so whenever an enchantment enters or you unlock a door, you draw a card. It is so great in this deck. Ill-Timed Explosion is our board wipe of choice, and don't forget room cards all have high mana values, so work really well with this card. And then we have Torch the Tower, which is a cheap way to deal with smaller early threats. Got 23 lands today, and that is the deck. So my oh my, even in the very early hours of Duskmourn, I love this deck. As the games went on, I got better and more confident with this deck, as it can be a little bit fiddly to navigate. I found there is just the right amount of tempo plays and a major lack of enchantment interaction from my opponents, so now is a great time to play this. Stick around to the end when I'll go over my thoughts on the deck, and if you wish to support the channel further, you can do just that over on my Patreon. Link is in the description below, and a shout out to the following supporters who have done this at the credit level. I invite you now to sit back and see lots, and I mean lots of new cards in action as Duskmourn has finally hit the ladder. Alright then, on the play here with our alt-win Promising Stairs combo deck. Hand looks pretty sweet. Really not sure what the meta is going to be like. Still very early doors, and not really sure what a really good opening hand is, but this one seems fine. Alright, so we'll play Island and say go. See what we're up against today. Alright, turn 1 Swamp into Iridescent Vine Lasher. Okay, and we draw an Underwater Tunnel and Slimy Aquarium. So we can kill this here with our Roaring Furnace. I'm not sure if this is what I really want to be doing, but I think just getting their creature off the board now. Getting a room onto the battlefield is pretty nice. And we'll do 5 damage to their creature. And they have a Deep Cavern Bat. They would have taken our Furnace anyway, so I'm pretty happy we just played it when we had a chance. I always find in Best of 1, if you have a chance to do something, you might just want to do it. So this is the very first few minutes of the new Duskmourn meta, so forgive me if some of the plays aren't highly optimal, but I'm learning a lot of these cards as we're going along. I think this deck is one of those that you're going to want to practice a few times. Just make sure you kind of understand what you can draw into. But we do draw an Entity Tracker, which is a really nice card. It has flash, but most importantly, whenever you fully unlock a room, or when an enchantment enters on your side of the battlefield, you get to draw a card. So we can start, hopefully, drawing our way to massive card advantage. But up against a mono black, what it looks like, I'm not sure it's going to survive too long. And Unstoppable Slasher, the old Half-Life card. I'll pop that up on the screen as it is a new one. I played it in the pre-release. Sorry, the early access. But yeah, entity tracker. And I'm just going to do 4 damage to this slasher. It's not going to die. It's going to come back with stun counters in it. But we're a control deck, tempo deck. And might as well just unlock the tunnel and surveil, draw a card as an enchantment enters. Another tracker. I'm presuming they're going to kill this one. Now we're a combo deck. We don't need that. What we need are rooms. And with the Essential Elevator, Promising Stairs in our hand, we have all the tools available for us to win. We just got to have 8 unlocked doors with the stairs on the battlefield. So I do like these tempo style builds. You can add white to this deck and go much more control-y in a Jeskai build. I think I've seen a few of those online. It's something I am keen to do going forward, but I really wanted to just go is it today whilst I understand the meta. I did expect to see this mono black deck a bit. I think it's a decent deck. Some new tools for mono blacks. They play a second slasher, okay. And we find Bottomless Pool. When you unlock the door, return up to 1 target creature to their owner's hand, and the meat locker here can stun a creature. So yeah, we're a tempo deck. So what I'm going to do is stun the one that's already stunned, and we're going to bounce their other slasher, and just sit back, and we can take some damage from their bat here. Maybe they don't know what's going on. Peculiar Lighthouse, okay. I wasn't really sure about these cards, especially as we're not going to be doing too much damage to our opponents. But just wanted to try a couple out. They're in our colours. We needed as many sort of is-it lands as possible, and I thought let's just try this one. But I think going forward it might not be the best deck for it to be in, but just 2 copies in today. So we have 5 unlocked rooms. Need to unlock 3 more. Let me know if you have any sort of versions of these type of decks around, because I'm interested to see what other people have. I do love alt-win decks, but this one seems kind of interesting. I like these kind of build your own win combo decks. Alright, 6 mana. Could just fire off this ill-timed explosion, but I think I just want to go for the win as quick as possible. In mono black, they're going to have a hard time dealing with enchantments. There is enchantment removal in black at the moment, so they better have it. Let's just go for the... I mean, Charred Foyer or Smoky Lounge are pretty good in this instance, but we'll go for the Smoky Lounge. And, yeah, no attacks, say go. So they could play something like a Bloodletter. Bloodletter and Slasher is a combo. So is Grievous Wounds and like a Vine Lasher with the Bloodletter. So I think they're probably some kind of combo deck. Our life total being a resource here as we get down to 14. We currently have 6 unlocked rooms. We need 8, including Promising Stairs. So let's go for our Smoky Lounge here. And yeah, Promising Stairs. So I think we should be able to win in our upkeep as long as we don't die. I mean, we could have just fired off an entire explosion then just to double check, but they need to do 14 damage to us, which I'm sure they can do. Like a Bloodletter or something. What you got, opponent? Insatiable Avarice. Alright. I think that's going to wrap it up for us a little bit there. Opponent down to 17. We're going down to 9. But in our upkeep here, we have 8 unlocked doors. And we win the game. Alright then, on the play here. Lands, doors with an explosion. Yep, this isn't too bad. We'll keep this one. Really enjoying this deck so far. I mean, I do like Is It decks. I've always liked them. Kind of tempo deck, this one. Bottomless pool bounces a creature, so we'll just wait on that. We'll fire off if we have to later on, just to get an extra unlocked door onto the battlefield, but we're in no rush right now as they play a Lush Portico, enters Surveils 1. Alright. Roaring Furnace does damage equal to the amount of cards in your hand, so it would do 5 damage, so let's just wait a second. I haven't practiced this deck at all before today. Didn't play it in the early access, so yeah, really not sure how this is going to go today. Really interested to see how it works. Let's drop Smoky Lounge here, so we get 2 red mana in our upkeep to spend on doors, unlocking doors. So we've got a big mana advantage next turn as they play Glisser. Alright, so 5 mana here. We have multiple ways to deal with Glisser, including bouncing it or literally just destroying it. I do like the idea of bouncing it, but I think whilst we have the opportunity, we should just kill it. We're not going to have loads of cards in our hand too much today. I think we'll just go land, make a spirit. It's just a 3/3, but most importantly, we now have 3 doors unlocked. It's like a countdown here. Now, if they're running removal spells, they might want to deal with the 3/3, but I don't really care about it. We're not going to win by damage. It's just more of a distraction. They crack a Fabled Passage, find a red mana. So really not sure what we're up against, but they do have all 5 colours right now of mana. It's what I love about the early days of new sets. You have no idea what you're playing against. They do play a cornucopia, but their life total is of 0 concern to me. And it is a go for the throat to deal with the 3/3, and they gain 1 life. Alright, so I'm quite happy to play against removal heavy decks. Let's go for a Steaming Sauna here. Get some more card advantage. Drop our tap land, draw a card. Into Entity Tracker, lovely. Alright, so we have 4 unlocked doors now. Halfway there. We still need our Promising Stairs to actually win, but we'll be able to find that at some point, surely. We've got the tracker. We've got loads of card advantage. Rakdos joins up. Alright, so it looks like we're up against 5 color legends. Glisser now a 5/5. Now, Glisser does have to be dealt with, because when that deals combat damage to a player, they get to destroy an enchantment. So I'm going to want to either bounce that or destroy it. Let's go for Meat Locker here and stun it. Let's hope that they just pop some more creatures onto the battlefield and we can explode it all. Not too concerned about their Rakdos joins up right now. And I really want to get this tracker down, but I want to flash it in on their end step so that we can get some kind of value out of it. I mean, we could have played it there before we stun their creature, but I'm not really that bothered right now. So when Ill-Timed Explosion does pop off, we're going to take damage if they're all legendary creatures. And it is Leyline Binding. Okay, so this is one of those reasons where you want to be playing your Promising Stairs as late as possible. There isn't the whole lot of enchantment removal going around, but cards like Leyline Binding do quite a good job of dealing with our creature. They did take our Furnace, but we'll flash in the Entity Tracker here. They may have a removal, and if they do, fair enough. They don't, but they do have Urtai. Sure, I mean, that is a good one. Not something I really want to bounce back to their hands, but something I'm quite happy to board wipe. Yeah, I mean, so far, they've kind of dealt with our threats a little bit as we draw another Smoky Lounge. Alright, I mean, is this the time we're going to want to just fire off this Ill-Timed Explosion whilst we can? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to play a more tempo game here. Play this Lighthouse, comes in tapped. Yeah, I'm not so 100% sure on those cards, but it is what it is. I think you can play this deck however you want, really. There's so many, like, you can go more control-y, more aggressive. You don't have to play just a whole ton of rooms. I think we've got a decent amount of rooms here to deal with our opponent's threats, so I'm not too concerned about playing other kind of non-room cards. Roaring Furnace here deals damage to Urtai. We're going to take 3 damage from Rakdos Joins Up, but yeah, I'm not really caring about that. So we're getting there now. We have, what, 3, 4, 5, 6 unlocked rooms. Glisser makes its return to the battlefield. They gain some more life. Just a 3/3. And Glob, alright. I mean, yeah. I'm going to want to blow up this board now, I would say. We'll take 5 damage, but I think we have to deal with Glisser, and we might as well deal with Glob at the same time. We could just bounce their creature, I guess, if we wanted to. Really just looking for our Promising Stairs. But I think with Ill-Timed Explosion, at least we get to draw 2 cards. An Underwater Tunnel and another Explosion. So Ill-Timed works really well in this deck as our cards have high mana values. We just have to basically get rid of one of our door cards here. Let's ditch the Smoky Lounge. We already have one. We'll do 7 damage to everything. We take 5? Yeah, 5 damage ourselves. And again, with the Entity Tracker, I just want to be really flashing it out. But yeah, we haven't really got any cheap. I guess we can play this Slimy Aquarium if we want to. We'll just pass the turn. Let's just flash out the tracker. I mean, I think having that onto the battlefield is so much value. Aclazots, triggers Cornucopia. Yeah, we can just drop our tracker now. Looking for Promising Stairs. We've got so much mana. Let's return this Aclazots back to their hand. And draw ourselves a card. Another land. Alright. Let's go for the Sauna. And Glassworks. I mean, that would be quite nice to deal with the Aclazots. Yeah, I mean, we just... no attacks past the turn. No point attacking. They're on 28. We're going to win otherwise. There is another card. Bottomless Pool. And a shadowy Backstreet enters and they get to surveil. So if they just want to drop that Aclazots again, I'm fine. That's what we're going to do all day long. Normally this would be quite annoying because they're gaining life, but for us, don't really care. We're just looking for Promising Stairs. So Smoky Lounge triggers here. We have so much mana, it's ridiculous. Let's stun this Aclazots so that this isn't a problem. Come on, deck. You're in here somewhere. We currently have 8 unique doors unlocked. And there's our Promising Stairs. Lovely. Alright, well, we'll drop this. They absolutely need enchantment removal, permanent removal. They need like a Leyline Binding or something. We even get a chance to attack. Because why not now? We've got the win in the upkeep. We might need another Promising Stairs if they do have another Binding, but I wonder if they can see the line here. Glisser. Okay. I wonder if they can give this haste or anything, or do some kind of weird shenanigans with that Rakdos Joins Up. Doesn't look like it. Opponent's going to die in their upkeep. Promising Stairs. Wow. Alright then, on the draw, 1 tunnel, 2 pools, and an elevator. Or Promising Stairs, however you want to call it. I just call it the room cards by their first half. I think that's what you want to say. First door. Alright. Tapped Rakdos land. Sure. Just play our tapped Is It land. Say go. And this is Bitter Reunion. Alright, well that kind of gives away the game plan for them straight away. Especially as they discard an Atali. Alright, so they are a Reanimator deck. Okay, so we don't actually have too much interaction with their board at instant speed. These enchantments all have our sorcery speed. Underwater Tunnel here, Surveils, there's another land there, and there's Glassworks. Well, we'll take them both. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. They haven't played a creature, so Bottomless Pool doesn't do too much right now. Might want to just fire that off later. I mean, if they do some kind of shenanigans to return an Atali to the battlefield for just a couple of mana, putting it back in their hand is pretty nice. Discard another Atali? Okay. Alright, well, sure, let's just go for our... Let's go for our stairs, I guess. If they're just Rakdos, well, how are they going to deal with these enchantments? There's one new card from this new set. I wonder if people are playing it. It does cost 3 mana. Alright. Promising Stairs here tells us there are 2 unlocked unique doors. So we are certainly a control deck. If they're not just going to play any creatures, our creature interaction is going to be pretty lame. We'll just give it another couple of turns before we just start firing off these doors. Could do with an entity tracker, that would be great. Alright, opponent has not done anything. They just passed the turn. Alright, so maybe they've just got massive creatures, reanimation spells that they can't afford, and removal in their hand. We have a whole ton of mana, lots of things to do. Never know exactly what the best thing to do is. Let's go for the most mana efficient play here and play Drowned Diner. 5 mana, draw 3, discard a card. We're just under no pressure right now. Wow. Do I want to get rid of one of these bottomless pools? I mean, they're cheap. Underwater Tunnel, maybe it can go. We already have one on the battlefield. Just want to keep the lands. We have 3 unlocked doors right now. Alright, they've found their 4th mana, which is good for them, but... Torch the tower. Yeah, I mean, it's cheap instant speed interaction for us. But you know what? Let's go for Steaming Sauna. We get a chance to play our 5 drops here, basically, without too much pressure. So we're going to draw a card in our end step. We have no maximum hand size. It is another Promising Stairs Central Elevator. Alright, well, duplicates are great if our opponents have removal. Ill-timed Explosion as well. Surely we're going to win this game. I don't want an Ill-timed Explosion, although it is a good card. They look like they're just going to want to reanimate an Itali, and I'm just going to bounce it, so... Alright, Warped Space. Once per turn, you get to play 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast from exile. So, it's a strange old card, but because it works with the other side, Charred Foyer, where you get to exile a card in your upkeep. So, this will be great in a couple of turns. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unlocked doors. Yeah, opponent, I guarantee you they've just got a lot of removal in their hands. That is another Itali in the bin for them. Maybe they just don't have a very good hand. Oh well, we're going to unlock this Charred Foyer anyway and try and close out this game as quick as possible. 3 mana for us here. I think I want to go for Smoky Lounge. That gives us some extra mana maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unlocked doors. Oh wait a minute, this isn't Smoky Lounge. It's the wrong card. Glassworks. I was meant to play the Smoky Lounge there. Yeah, that's just me not concentrating. It doesn't matter too much. Just got another door onto the battlefield. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we just need to play one of these unique doors or have a unique door open in our upkeep next turn, and we should be able to win. Promising Stairs here has 7 is seeing 7 unlocked doors. Roaring Furnace. Not really that bothered. We just need a Entity Tracker. I mean, yeah, we'll get to cast that for 0. Sure. And we will be casting it for 0 mana. Finally, a target for our opponent. And let's go for the Smoky Lounge. I should have played last turn. This triggers the tracker. But the opponent definitely has... Yeah, it's cut down. I know it. I know their hands are full of removal spells. They're relying on the Itali to see them through. Right, we've got the 8 doors around that we need. Could play another Promising Stairs as a redundancy. And yeah, I mean, Why not? Let's just go for the other side though. Central Elevator. So we get to basically tutor for a room card that doesn't have the same name as a room that we control. Reveal it and we get to put it in our hand. Bottomless pool. Do we just play a bottomless pool? I guess we do. Alright, so there's no target here, but it really doesn't matter. We're just getting as much down onto the battlefield as possible. In best of 3, you might find that all your enchantments will be destroyed, but certainly not against Rakdos, or not in Rakdos colours. Steaming Sauna triggers. Yeah, I mean, our life total's still 20. Theirs is still 20, and we're going to win in the upkeep. Wonder if they know how these cards work. This has been a very peculiar game. Promising Stairs sees 10 unlocked doors, and yeah, GG's. Alright then, on the play, 2 lands is a cheeky little keep, but we can do that. Let's drop an island, and I'm just going to surveil straight away with our underwater tunnel. Goodness me, I want both these cards, but I also need land. But, you know, if we can find a land with a tracker, I'm just going to keep them. This is, maybe that's just a bit cheeky there. Maybe I should be digging for a land. Rakdos Theatre, anyway, surveils for them. But some of our spells are so cheap, I'm not really that concerned too much. So we know we're drawing a tracker next turn. So let's tunnel here and see if we can find the card underneath the tracker. Oh, Smoky Lounge? Come on, let's give us a land deck. I was hoping for a land there, and we could have maybe switched the 2 there. Alright. Extremely slow start for us, especially as we have 2 unlocked doors that are exactly the same. Against Rakdos here. And yeah, nothing really we can do unless we want to play a bottomless pool for no value. What I do like about this deck though is we are kind of tempo play, control game, so opponent with a Phyrexian Arena, no land. Right, so we've looked at quite a few cards on top of our deck, no land. And it is Urabrask's Forge. I mean, yeah, that is going to be a serious issue for us. No land again, dude. I really was just hoping for one here. Drop the tracker, play a card, draw some cards. They've got 5 mana and Terror of the Peaks. That combos with the Forge. Alright, this is going to be a problem for us here. Down to 15. Oh, there's our island, nice. Can we even take the opportunity to play the track? I don't think so. So let's Glassworks this Terror. Take damage from our Shivan Reef. This is going to be my first loss. This Forge is going to destroy me. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, alright. 3 damage here. Yep, they're a Rakdos Aggro deck. We haven't really been able... We had a terrible start. We've kind of settled slightly now. Let's drop this tracker. And I'm just going to attempt to bounce this. I know we're going to take some damage to do that. They have an edict anyway, fair enough. Alright, I don't think we are winning this one, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, this shows a little bit of a downside of our deck. Urabrask's Forge. Okay, Terror and the Forge is going to come down with 4 power, so that's GG's. Alright, opponents, GG's there. We definitely got beaten by the more superior deck there. Alright then, on the play here. Pretty nice hand for us. And we'll drop our Canal and say go. And it is a Meticulous Archive. Alright, so if they're playing a control game, I don't know how this is going to go. They're certainly playing colours now that can deal with our enchantments. Picklock Prankster. Alright, so they are some kind of helping hand deck, it looks like. Alright, well, let's drop our Smoky Lounge so we have at least 5 mana next turn. Another Smoky Lounge. We're going to have a ton of mana to play with. Helping Hand brings back Abhorrent Oculus. I mean, goodness me, what a card to return to the battlefield. So they've had a storming start here. Oculus, Manifest Dread in our upkeep. Wow, I mean, yeah. Extremely good. And Restless Spire. Alright, so we have 5 mana here. I mean, just the triggers from this Oculus is going to be amazing. Bottomless pool here can bounce the Oculus. Playing this now because they might have a counter spell. I'm just not sure what is in these type of decks. I'm presuming they've got a counter spell. We have 4 mana here. We can make a creature if we want to. But I guess Smoky Lounge might be better so that we have so much mana next turn. I am worried about these Manifest Dread cards. I've got no idea, obviously, what is underneath that card. So sometimes if you have an opportunity just to destroy it with like our Roaring Furnace, we might as well just want to do that now. But I think Smoky Lounge, and also the Roaring Furnace gets worse as the game goes on. Alright, so we have 2 unique unlocked doors. Cruel Somnophage to mill some cards. Looking to mill maybe another Oculus to help in hand it back to the battlefield. Yeah, what a cool little deck that they are playing. Definitely going to write down these cards they're playing because it's the kind of shenanigans I like to get up to. But we have 8 mana, 9 mana with our Reef this turn. I think I want to play this... Oh, I don't know, actually. I want to play this Furnace now, whilst they only have 2 open mana. We have 3 cards we can deal with their face-down card. I really hope they don't just have 2 mana to turn this into like a 4 toughness creature. No. Alright, that's cool. So we still got 6 mana, 7 with the Shivan Reef. Yeah, I want to go for the Diner here, though, to start drawing some cards. We're a little bit light on the cards here. And we'll get rid of the Spirebluff Canal. Play our Reef, say go. Alright, might not want to play any more lands. We have so many with the lounges. But we do have Ill-Timed Explosion to clean up the board if we need to. And don't forget, that will trigger off the full CMC of the card. So like this Meat Locker card, it currently has 8. So it can do 8 damage to everything. So even their biggest creatures could potentially die. They're having a little rummage there into their graveyard, so looking to reanimate something, I presume, this turn. We currently have 4 unique open doors. We don't have our Promising Stairs at the moment onto the battlefield. That is in our hand. Oculus returns to the battlefield. Is a 5/5. Wow, it's actually a new Oculus. Well, it's the same Oculus as earlier, but they actually just paid for it rather than cheating it out. So the question is, do we want to just fire off this explosion now, or do we want to kind of just like bait them a little bit? Roaring Furnace would only do 3 damage with an attack with playing it right now. So we can take care of their face down card if we want to. Locker Room not doing too much whilst we don't have a creature onto the battlefield. Let's go for the Meat Locker here and stun their Oculus. I just feel they have something in their hand because there seems to be this little stop each time we play a spell. So we have 5 unlocked doors. We have 6 mana. Let's go for the Sauna here. No maximum hand size. And we get to draw an extra card in our end step. Finally, some enchantment removal. Alright, Get Lost is a good way to deal with that. So I'm pretty glad we didn't play the Promising Stairs. But we did actually lose 2 doors there. So we're down to just the 4. And that is a Patched Plaything. 4/3 double striker. Wow. Surprise, eh? And they Manifest Dread. Alright. Alright, what do we want to do here? So, almost infinite mana for us here. Too much mana for us to do anything with. We could play our Tunnel. We could play a Slimy Aquarium if we want to. Roaring Furnace would do 3 damage, but I guess it's high time we play the Ill-Timed Explosion. Now, if they have a counter spell, that would be annoying. Do 7 damage to everything. Yeah, I don't think they've got any interaction. That was an Oculus that they Manifest Dreaded. Wow. That's a... I'm glad we used the ill-timed that turn. Oh, we don't actually have the blue mana available. Just the 1 blue mana. Alright, well, Promising Stairs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unlocked doors now. And yeah, there's no point just wasting. Oh, is there? No, we'll just pass the turn. They might have another removal spell for our Promising Stairs. Really a weird game here. Really not sure what they're going to do next. Called a Surprise Witness to bring back the 4/3 Double Striker. Called a Surprise Witness to bring back the Oculus. Alright, so it's kind of the same as it was at last turn. And suddenly they have a lethal board state. We certainly don't want a mountain on top of our deck. And Entity Tracker, way too little too late. So really want another ill-timed explosion. We're a little bit in damage control here. Roaring Furnace here can just do 2 damage. So we can deal with the 2/2. We're not... I guess we have to deal with the 4/3 as well. Maybe I should have drawn cards and then played the Furnace. Yeah, that would have probably been the better way. Alright, let's stun this 4/3 though. Okay, yeah, we should have drawn some cards and then destroyed it. But I think we're okay. I mean, they could destroy my AA. It is Get Lost. Okay, they haven't gone for our Promising Stairs. We're going to go down to 5. They're going to make another 2/2. Roaring Furnace. Okay, so we can do some more damage to them. We have 7 unlocked rooms. Uniquely unlocked rooms. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Alright, let's use our diner here to draw some cards. Okay, 3 lands is definitely not what we want to see. I was looking for an ill-timed explosion there. Alright, 5 mana. Like I said, we're in damage control. At least that plaything can't attack, so we can make another big spirit. And if they've got a removal spell, they've got a removal spell. Alright, we have an 11/11 onto the battlefield. Let's use our map token here to see that there's a track on top, which we don't need. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unique doors. But we had to unlock this door to get a 12/12 onto the battlefield. This is a quite a difficult deck to play with, I think. I think it's going to be one of those decks that gets better as you play it more often. Alright, Charred Foyer. We're going to need that probably, but I'm still looking for... Well, we have to survive. Yeah, that's probably the best card. So we can block the 5/5. I guess we can use our central elevator here to find a way to deal with their creature. We can use our Glassworks here. 4 damage to something. Let's do 4 damage to their 4/3 double striker. I mean, yeah, we can block the 5/5 and just hope that they haven't got any main creatures underneath their 2/2s. Slimy Aquarium here makes us manifest dread. We get to put a counter on it. That is another elevator, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we are certainly at the whim of the opponent's deck here. I'm sure we had more ideal plays along the way. Shoreline Looter. Alright, I mean, this is the game. They're dead in their upkeep. Didn't our upkeep. We'll just block where we can, and we'll just hope that that is not a 5-power creature underneath their 2/2. Elspeth Smite. Oh, so they didn't have just a removal spell? Can't believe we won that, but yes, I will take that victory. Thank you, deck. So let's jump onto Arena here and see the deck that I've just played. Here it is. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. I was really happy with this deck. We went 5-1, which I think is amazing with an alt win deck. I know this is early doors in the new set, and a lot of opponents aren't running a lot of enchantment removal. I do feel that will become more relevant and prevalent as the time goes on. And if your opponent can just deal with this central elevator, I think we're in a little bit of trouble, as we don't really have any other ways to win. But I'm super happy with this. It's a real fun deck to play. I definitely got better as the games went on. At first, it was quite tricky sort of navigating what was going on. And I'm not the biggest fan of the UI. The little unlock symbol does kind of disappear into some of the other cards things like Shattered Yard. You can't really see the unlock symbol on it. But anyway, I put together a little sideboard for things that I think you could include if you wanted to, and a lot of it revolves around adding white to this deck. So adding white does allow you to have some kind of almost other win conditions. So High Noon for a start is a good way to just restrict your opponents just one spell a turn. You aren't really going to be wanting spending playing more than one spell a turn yourself, so this could be an option. This would be a real control-y build, and I think in Jeskai you might want to be looking to remove some of these rooms and really controlling the board and dragging out the game for a bit more longer and try and grind out wins. There are cards you can play here like Gremlin Tamer. So whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, you create a gremlin. Now, I'm not saying you're going to win with gremlins, but it is a possible that these are able to block and just distract your opponent. There are other cards that do these kind of abilities, but I think it's Dollmaker's Shop as well. Another card you could put into this deck. So there are other rooms. Things like Restricted Office here, just destroys all creatures with power 3 or greater. So if you're adding white, you do have access to other rooms. Now, another card you might want to play is another room card. It's Painter's Studio. It's a bit cheaper, but I didn't really like this Defaced Gallery. Although for 2 mana, it does give you an unlocked door. It's not really doing too much in our deck, and I think it's a little bit too slow. Ghostly Keybearer here. It's a 3/3 for 4 mana, and when this deals combat damage to play, it's just unlock a locked door of up to 1 target room you control. I'm not really too impressed with cards like this, especially in our type of deck, purely because if your opponent has any removal, they're likely going to kill this straight away because we really are only playing entity trackers. So going for just the entity trackers is fine, I found. And to be honest, I went 5-1, so I'm not really going to complain too much. The other card you could play is something like Keys to the House. So you get to find some mana early on, but later on you get to unlock a door of a target room you control for just 3 mana. I think this is more of a limited card, but you might want to just pop it in the deck if you're more on the budget end of this room deck. So all in all, I'm really happy with this. I don't think this is going to be a amazing deck going forward. I think that the Central Elevator and Promising Stairs is a good way for a control deck to win. But also, at the very moment, I don't think there's a lot of enchantment removal. So you get away with this, and 5 wins in the first 6 games. And to be honest, the 6th game that we lost, we were kind of mana screwed for quite a lot of that. So I'm really happy with this. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you would do. I am going to build a Jeskai deck soon, but if you have a Jeskai list, send it to me, and we'll see where we can go from there. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next video.